when people come up to me now and they got to be at least 40 years old and they say, I read your column. I loved it when you were a sports writer, or former players say stuff like that. Or Grant Hill calls me and says, hey, can you write the forward to my Hall of Fame page? That's it. That's it. That's as high as or Charles, Rex, Charles and I are talking about, Charles came to me and said, hey, we need to do a couple of new chapters. I'm like, Chuck, I can't write anymore. I don't even have that talent. Charles was like, shut up, boy. You can do this.
Did you take Knucklehead from him, or did he take Knucklehead
No, we
from
had
you?
it together. We both got, hey, I got Southern grandparents just like Charles. Mine are from Georgia, his from Alabama. But that gives me, that's still the greatest compliment. Now, it doesn't mean that, and you got to be 40 plus years old minimum my last column was 12 years ago. So if you were 15, you got to be 27. Yeah. I have kids come up and say, you spoke to my class when I was 12. They don't know.
That's so interesting too, because awesome. you it's like you have this accidental fame.
Yeah.
Like,
yes. I was not looking for it.
Yeah. People, actors, entertainers, that's part of their gig, and it's part of yours now, but you didn't really choose it. And unfortunately, or fortunately, there's two types of fame like that. There's the Leo fame where you see him and people are like, ooh, Leo, and they stay away. And then there's your fame where people feel like they know you and you're approachable in that regard. Is that because you didn't sign up for it? Has that been tough?
It was tough at the beginning. I'll tell you a story. So I said I wasn't going to do television. And the person who sat me down and said, okay, you're going to listen to this offer. You're going to think about this seriously. We're going to discuss this seriously. It's Charles Barkley. We're working on the first book. There's no PTI yet. And then we're working on the second book. We're in a store, we're in a restaurant in Atlanta. You guys will probably know where it is. Rex, I know you know this place. It was called the Clubhouse. It was out at the mall.
Oh, yeah.
You go in there and, so we're sitting there, we're working on the second book. We got a tape recorder, got notebooks spread all over a table. It's 3 p.m. But as you get closer to 6 p.m, people start coming there for happy hour. And some people came in and they came over and they said hello to Charles. They were like, oh my God, you're that guy with that new TV show on ESPN. And after about the 8th one of these interruptions, I had an eye roll or something, right? So when the people left, Charles said, all right, you can't have that. You are going into these people's living rooms every day. You are going into their homes every day. You can't have that. These people may get to see you one time. You got to be better than this. You're going to be a celebrity. I was like, Charles, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said. He goes, you're going to be a celebrity. You've got to act better. You've got to behave better.
Wow.
I have reminded him of the story. It's verbatim. It's actually on tape because we're doing his book. Wow. It's on tape. I have it somewhere. He said, you got to behave better. And the other thing is, Charles said to me and Tony, I love you guys. Don't think that your careers as columnists are going to be as big as this other thing that's coming. And at the same time, Charles is going from basketball, it's the same transition time. Right? Yeah. Charles making $3 million a year playing basketball versus a gajillion now, right?
Right.
I mean, Charles had a better view of this because Charles was an entertainer. Tony and I, we like to play entertainer. We didn't know what we were doing. Charles actually entertained. And so he said, no, you have to listen. So we had heart-to-hearts. That's why one of the reasons he was the very first guest on PTI was Charles. Very first guest.
Yeah.
And he's a large part of the reason that we said it's time for us to shut up and listen. And it's the reason I understood that you can't behave like a guy who's writing a newspaper column when you're on TV every day.